Hello everyone, my name is Abraham Nasser and I'm going to discuss the movie I Am Mother, starring Hillary Swank. This movie has a lot of deep ideas that need to be discussed. If you watch the movie, which is very interesting to watch, and which I saw it lately on Netflix, some of the ideas that you can see there uh, range from the idea of natural selection of the or survival of the most competent, the human race for better genes in future, the idea of nature versus nurture when raising a child, and the ideas of the German philosopher of Nietzsche, and to other ideas that we will come to when we discuss this. This movie tells that the human race has developed a supercomputer which has the aim of building a better human being in future. So regarding to build a better human being in the future, they depended on the idea that you have to destroy all the human race, which is existed, and they are saving 60,000 embryos, which they feel are the most competent embryos they have chosen. And when you see this idea has been discussed really from the days of the German philosopher Nietzsche, and that there we should be aiming for this Superman, or the most human race competent in this world, and we have to destroy the bad genes of the people who are not competent. And you can feel this in other cultures too, many cultures. And there's a modern philosopher in the Middle East called Adonis. He has introduced the same philosophy, that to build a better Middle Eastern culture, you have to destroy and cut off with the medieval thoughts of the culture that existed here, and so that you can build a new way of living, a new way of approaching the philosophy and life of the human being in the future. So the idea is there in this movie, and they have destroyed mostly, let's say, the human race on the planet Earth, and they started to with the embryo one, which is the human one, which was very competent girl, very highly skilled, highly empathetic, very good looking creature. So this idea and of aiming for the better human being is in the mind of every human being living on this planet. As parents, we aim that our kids has the better bodybuilding, the better physical, the better IQ, and so that they are in the most beautiful picture of their body and soul and their mind. And for this is our aim. And this aim is translated in science in the future, that we have to be giving a chance of much better future for next generation, when they are more physically and their mind more competent than the previous generation. So these ideas has to be discussed in details, and the way then the movie deals with the idea of nature versus nurture, meaning that they have the embryo and there are this computer who is taking the role of a mother in nurturing the child to become, giving her better education, looking after her, look after her body, and teaching her. So, and to some extent, this is true that nurture you when you have a good biology. It's the way that you deal with this biology to give it a purpose in life, and this movie, when it comes to giving this role for the computer, anybody watching the movie will have the impression that supercomputers will be conquering the human race, but it's not true, because the thing is that the human race has developed this computer so that in future they will be building a better human race. And we feel that in future, that my impression in future, as I said in this movie, that they have chosen this embryo to look after, and they called it the human one, and they were going to build now the earth from a human one after they have destroyed all the existing human being. Now, if I feel in future that the parents should be choosing from a bank of embryos their children, and mothers don't need to carry a child in 9 months as a pregnant woman, because parents should be having the right to choose from a bank of embryos the child who is suitable for them. And these ideas are going to be discussed in depth in future, when with the advancement of science, and with now the very high competition, as all of us see now. Even if your child wants to go to a kindergarten, he will compete with so many children now. So the idea is there that the most competent is needed. But this probably the film take it to the extreme, that he is doing what is, we call it the natural selection, that is taking hundreds of years to do this selection. He is doing it in a very fast way, by destroying all the human race existing and leaving 60,000 embryos, and then to start from embryo one, who is the very competent embryo, to start life again on planet Earth. I feel that you need to watch this movie. It's a very important movie, and discussion is most welcome with this movie. Thank you very much.